Hi, I'm Don. This week I'd like to do the video recording rather than the two-page summary. For this week, we have 5 papers on the topic of organizational informatics. I will do a brief summary of each paper first, and then pick up 2 points I'm particularly interested in, and finally, some personal reflections are given and discussed. So let's see the first paper. It examines the influences on creativity in asynchronous virtual teams. Asynchronous virtual teams means people do not get together face to face, but instead they talk about it. They talk with each other via the internet in different locations and at different time. So this obviously bring about extra problems in collaboration, and the author focuses on the creativity aspect. And finally, she finds that there exist 9 inhibitors and 5 enhancers for creativity in this situation. She hired 10 virtual teams to design a future postal office and asked them to communicate via the internet daily, every day, and finally submit a written report for the final idea. And analyses are done based on their behavior on the internet and the final report to reach the final conclusion. The second paper examines the factors influencing the industry-university collaboration. The biggest contribution of this paper is to propose a needs-based relationship framework. The author argues that by applying the relationship to this framework, the factors that influence the innovation of this collaboration can be easily identified. The third paper examines the impact of multi-level, multi-organizational collaboration in the case of disaster management. The biggest contribution is this figure, the wheel-like figure. In the hub of the figure is the NERC, the collaboration system they use, and the spokes of the wheel are NGOs, the main organization, and you can see 3 organizations here. One is the NGO, and the other is ITEA. ITEA is the like the headquarters of NGOs. They consist of the 7 largest NGOs internationally, and the CNCD is the national government. We can see that for the NGO themselves, they are multi-level from the international level to the continental, to the country level and the local level. So this multi-level, multi-organizational collaboration is very complex, and the authors identifies by applying this framework, they identify the impact of this structure in the collaboration. The fourth paper talks about the issue of internet censorship. So internet censorship is taken by many countries as a measure to monitor the internet users' behavior to guarantee the national security, as they argue. However, this severely limits the information accessibility of human rights organizations. To deal with this situation, many organizations adopt censorship circumvention technologies, and this paper discusses exactly about the factors influencing human rights organizations' use of those technologies. The authors interview with 12 staff from 9 human rights organizations and reach the final conclusion. The final paper focuses on the emotion issue in collaboration in the case of emergency room. The methods used include observation of the emergency room, interviews with the doctors, artifact analysis, and diary analysis. That's it about the 5 paper summaries, and what I'm particularly interested in is first the qualitative method. 4 of the 5 papers use qualitative method. Some of them ask the users to submit a written report or a diary, and some of them observe the user's behavior, and some of them conduct interviews with the users. And the test analyses are often used in all these researches. So I kind of wonder whether it is the common practice in organizational informatics. And also, can any other quantitative method can be applied in this field? The other aspect I'm interested in is of course the collaboration. And organizational informatics addresses collaboration on the organizational level. So 4 aspects addressed by the 5 papers are roles. So different members in the group have different roles and responsibilities. Oker talks about dominance. So one organization or one person may be the leader and is dominant in this group. And Maldonado talks about multi-level. So for each level of the organization, they have different responsibilities and rights. And identity and responsibility. Erickson talks about the university and industry. They have different. So the industry, due to its responsibility, their needs are totally different from the school. The second aspect is the shared awareness. Members in the group have to share the awareness and keep track of the status in this group. So Oker talks about knowledge and team climate, which are really important to the shared awareness in the collaboration. And the mediating technology is the tool they use in the collaboration, especially via internet. So in Oker's research, she used the software First Class, which is commercial, and in Maldonado, they identify the NERC collaboration system. And finally, the emotion issue in the collaboration. Finally, some reflections about those papers. First is the quantitative method, just as I mentioned before. So can quantitative method be used in the organizational informatics research? If they can, then how can they be integrated with the qualitative method? And what difference would that make? And the second point is so there must be some differences between interpersonal and organizational level collaboration. But what exactly are the differences? What exactly are the differences that makes organizational informatics different from individual informatics or personal informatics? And what differences and how those differences lead to the different requirements of the mediating tools for organizational collaboration. Yeah, that's basically. Thanks.